Well, before we get off into the weeds, I want to make sure this microphone is working. If not, I'll have to restart the stream because let me see here, live streaming, and there's no way to edit the output device. So, okay, let me check and see what this sounds like. Want to go live and tank plumbing. Yep, that sounds good. Okay, sounds like you can hear me. Alrighty. Let me give some caveats to what I'm doing here. Now, this is an abnormal way that I plumb tanks, but this will work. I normally extend my uniflow tube back to the back, and I can just JB weld it and you know put a pair of forceps on the side here and hold it. Well, I could do this with JB weld, but I'd be all day waiting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder that joint there and JB weld it. I don't really trust solder, especially on something like this, because I don't know, it just seems to break. And you got to get these uniflow tubes parallel to each other. That way, when you raise the tank, the engine does one thing, and when you lower the tank, it does the opposite. If you have it stacked where it's canted like this, it would act different. So if you make them parallel, it'll act the same upright and inverted. So let's get to soldering that, and then I'll deflux it. Nope, this ain't no good. Well, where's my solder? We got the gun. I want to use Stay Bright on this. I mean, well, there's the solder. Where's the flux? I think it's probably in the drawer. Let's look in this box here. It ain't there. So it's got to be in the drawer over here. Sound is good. Yeah, I was checking that when I started. The reason being is I'm running these lav mics. There we go. Choice of champions, Stay Bright. Now that flux is highly corrosive, so you've got to deflux it. But what this soldering does will allow me to carry on It's also wrapped with copper wire. So by the time I'm done, it's pretty pretty evident that it's going to be there. It's got 3 fail safes: solder, wire, and JB Weld. I don't know if this wire is coated or not. We're going to have to burn the coating off of it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's that. Now, because these tanks are 2 different sizes, I can't make the 2 pieces exactly the same, so I got to do it for each tank. Custom, custom. So we got a little bit of water. Oh, that's quite a bit. That'll do it. Just some old Arm& Hammer baking soda. That way, this thing won't rust out from the inside. Super pill, yeah. Yeah. Okay, we got this baking soda mixed in there pretty good. You know, you got a good solder joint when the solder's all the way on the other side. And as I stated, we're going to JB Weld that anyway. But let's see if it fits. This won't be a long video till I get back from. I gotta go to the $1.25 store and get some tin foil and some alcohol and just supplies. So Okay, so now we gotta see if we can get this in here. I mean, I try to think things through. Okay, here's that. Looks like it might be tough. Nope, got it. I got that over bent, so it needs to go forward. There we go. Come on, get in there. Come on. Now I can't find it. So it went that way. Got to go back this way. There we go. This is just a test fit. There we are. Get in there. Well, I had it right the first time, and there we are. So we're going to put that there because that's where that goes. And I'll put some forceps on the end here. To hold that, and then we'll pull this or push that up. Bend that straight. I got to make sure that I don't need to move it. Let's see here. We want to get out of this view. We're going to go back to the single camera view. I might have to give it some more. Gotta hand it in there. I had it in there, and now I can't get it. There it is. That's too short. And I have to move it. And That's probably going to be hard, but we'll see what we can do. If I could use my hands, it would be easy. I need to move that up about 1/16 of an inch. Or make a new one. Yeah, we'll try. Oh. Yeah, let's do it on this. Let's do it on this. You know what? Let's not do it on that. Let's do it on this other thing. Why we can't do it the right way? Shit, it's melting it. Let's do it on this aluminum piece. Come on, get hot. There it is. It started to move. Yeah. Definitely moved enough there. I'll cut it off. Moved a 1/4 inch, I think. We'll do the trimming. Come on now. What's the deal? Damn. Man, that's a cold joint if I ever saw one. Gotta be a problem going on with this soldering gun. Bullshit. Okay. Yeah, how about this one? Is it this one? Nope. How about this one? Nope. How about this one? Yep. Okay, try again. Yeah, it's got hotter. I think it's aluminum, maybe sucking the heat out of it too quick. Definitely. Because it got plenty hot. So let's do it back on the wood. It's acting as a heat sink, taking the heat away. Come on. There we go. There it is. You guys know the difference between a cold joint and a fused joint? A cold joint is flat. It's flat in color, and a good joint is shiny. Not in this case it would matter, but why is this thing not working? You're getting hot to my hand. My other soldering gun's got a screwed up tip on it. Oh, crap. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's an old soldering gun there. This is a new one. Look at the tip on that baby. We'll see what happens. Same model, just updated. I got a couple other tips here, but they're not really right for what I'm doing. These are like wood burning tips. So we'll see if we can make this work. There we go. There it is. Wow, it's getting hot. Whee. Okay, we finally got it. Wonder what's wrong with my little gun there. Need a new tip on that one though. Most definitely. I can tell you this. It's always nice to have backup equipment. Like I got 2 vacuum pumps and 2 soldering guns and 4 Dremels. Hot. Hot, hot, hot. Yep, always nice. I know I've seen that here somewhere. There it is. God, I hope that's long enough. Ouch. Some of the shellac on that copper wire kind of turned brown, but nobody gonna see this anyway except us. There it is. It came off. And all this will be encapsulated in JB Weld. Do your job and do it right. Life's a ball. TV tonight. I don't want no comebacks. No comebacks. I'll give you a close up of what a good soldering joint looks like. If it don't look like this, you didn't get it soldered right. And it's probably really not, I mean, it's good, but if it's dull, it ain't right. It's a cold joint. And it will come apart. Okay, let's do the most important part. Is this thing gonna fit? Hopefully it's too long and I have to cut it because I don't want to go through that again. And we got it. It's too long. That's good. That would be good. Now I need to bend that straight. bend it back to where it was originally. There it is. Custom. Perfect. We'll go about 1 o'clock, I guess. I gotta go to the dollar store, which is now the $1.25 store. Okay, I want this thing about a 1/16 of an inch away from the end of the end cap. The reason it's a 1/16 is because this gets filled up. This gets filled up with resin to block this off. So if I put it right on the end, it'll get clogged, which I have done already. Which I have done already. You know what I ought to see? That should be all right. Yep, 1/4 inch too long. Perfect. So it's going down that way. We need to slightly tweak it. Up this way and down this way. Can't get it together like that now. Okay. Maybe that's why Kaz makes his tanks clunk. This I haven't made a clunk tank yet. I probably should. just to see how it works. Come on. Gotta go this way. Man, drive me nuts. I'm gonna get good at taking these in and out, though. I've learned one thing on this job. Come on. This is so difficult because it's so far down in there. There it is. Okay, how we doing on that? So we got to go here. It'll be fine. We're going to have to set that and set this and let the JB weld dry, which is fine. That'll do it. Okay, now I got to prepare some backer nuts. I put 632 nuts on all these spots to give it some reinforcement, so when you're jiggling the tube and all that, they don't break. And they look like, well, they look like this. Oh. This is one of my aluminum tanks here, aluminum tube tanks. I'm gonna lay up another one today. I'm gonna take a bunch of them to Brodax this year. I think I only had 2 last year. And I can tell you right now that the cost of the tank, if you order it off my web, the Stunt hanger, it's going to be 125. If you buy it from me at Brodak, plumbed my way, because I ain't going to do this again, it's $100. Because I ain't got a monkey with shipping and buying copper tubes. So I'm going to bring 6. I'll bring 6 5-ounce, 6 6-ounce, and a couple of 7-ounce tanks. And the tanks are just like a metal tank. It's 1 inch thick, 2 inches wide, and ever how long it is how many ounces it is. So if you want an 8-ounce tank, it'd have to be 8 inches long. However, I do have another mold that I'm working on that's more like Kaz. It's 1.5 inches thick and 2 inches wide, so that we can make 8-ounce tanks shorter. but I haven't started doing that yet because it is not perfected. I got two of these. I got to get all the scratches out of this, and this is a lot of work to. I did this worked on this side to get it up to this area from that area. It's a lot. It's a lot, and this still is not finished. You know, I got more sanding to do, but you can see the difference in volume between this tank and this tank. Same width. I think I'll make these clunk though when I do them. Of course, these might be all right with Chemleys. I don't have a female mold for this, so I might take a breather cloth and wrap it with breather cloth and vacuum bag it. But you know, all these projects that I got, I'm making the videos, I'm working on the website, I'm making an I-beam. I got all my I-beam stuff done, you know, ready to put that together. I got this to do. I'm just one guy. There just ain't enough time in a day. I don't understand how I did this when I was working. How could I possibly do all this shit and work? But I did it. I guess it's desire. But we'll get to the bigger tanks. I kind of got a feeling that's why Kaz's tanks are dull. You know, they're not. These tanks here look like a finished part, like a race car part. Casminato's tanks looked like they were, well, very nicely done. They weren't done in a male female mold. They were wrapped with 8-track tape or whatever. And they looked all right. I mean, but I get some monocoat backer and vacuum bag this stuff. Phew, man, I got acid in my lips. I'm blowing on that thing. So let's get a couple nuts, drill a couple nuts. We got about 12 minutes left. I got this here. We got to put in here. Man, it gets warm quick. Now you want this tube in as far as it'll go, but you don't want it touching. So how would you get clearance inside there without it touching? I'm going to show you. I just dropped the blade. The reason why you don't want to touch it is to rub a hole in the tank. So, in order to keep it from rubbing a hole in a tank, we're going to take 3 pieces of paper and put in there. That's how much clearance there'll be between the tube and the rod. And you say, why 3 pieces? Well, we're going to push it in there. It's going to be touching. And you're going to have to be able to pull that out. So you pull the center one out. And then that'll give you the paper's thickness. And you got 3 pieces of paper thickness. Just a thought. Too wide. Too wide. I guess we could do it that way. We could do it that way. The hell did I do? Cut that too short? Certainly did. Damn. I can't get my shit together. Anyway, if you push down on that, you pull the centerpiece out. Yep, I could feel it go down. And then after you get that out, you take the other 2 out. You'll have 3 thicknesses. Why is that so damn short? Or did I choose the wrong end? No? Okay, it's down in there all the way. That's better. Youch. How did I get it a 1/4 inch short? 3/16 short. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe now you can guys see why they're so expensive. Put these back in. These back in. Okay, that one's set up to glue. Then I gotta glue the back cap on tomorrow. I gotta get the other one caught up too. And then, after all this, you gotta pressure test it. And if it leaks, you're screwed. So you gotta be pretty sure what's going on. That's why I remade. That's why I remade that one sleeve. Let's see, which one is it? I don't know. I'll tell you what. What happens is the porosity leaks through. Oh, and you got to make yourself a tank. Now that's a patch tank. If you look right there, there's a piece of carbon glued on there because the porosity leaked through and it was bubbling right through the skin. So, is it that one? No, it's this one. That's good enough for me, but it ain't good enough to send to a customer. But looking at this, I can see that I got it all the resin filled. So I am going to get off of here and I'm going to go to the dollar store. I need to make a list. I need 70% ALCOHOL. And I need tin foil. I think we'll buy about 6 rolls of tin foil. Aluminum. ALUM foil. Let's see, there was something else I needed. I could use some more mixing cups. Nah, we'll hold off on those. Yeah, I guess that'll do it. I need alcohol and aluminum foil for sure. So when we come back, I will drill those nuts out, 632 nuts out to 1/8 inch, so that we can slide it over there and JB weld that. And this tank, this would here be ready tomorrow. The other one be ready Monday. Maybe they go out Tuesday. If I don't have any problems. Let's see what we got here. We got some chats. Yes, white will spray over, yellow fine. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not like this. I think you only have to wrap the copper wire a 1/4 inch, which I did, would be enough to hold the uniflow tube. Not in this, these tanks are so much work. I'm not taking a chance. So that joint was wrapped with wire, soldered, and will be JB welded in that spot too. I am not taking a chance on that uniflow moving because if the uniflow tube moves, the tank's ruined. You like the split video. Yeah. For you guys that would like to keep touch with Stunt Hanger on the go, download the Tap Talk. Just type in your apps on your phone, TAPATALK, and download that app. And in that app, search for Stunt Hanger, and Stunt Hanger will load and save that to your forums selection in Tapatalk, and enter your username and password, and bang, you're right on the forum from your phone. I'm telling you, I'm going to bring Stunt Hanger to the next century. And we had Tapatalk for a while, but it was an old version and it didn't work very well. Now this new one works. Please use the classifieds as is. I don't want to hear that you missed it's not coming back. I missed the way it was. Yeah, you missed the way it was because you put it on there and leave it on there for a year. And then we got to, I got to go through it, or Paul Taylor or one of the other mods got to go through it to get it deleted. Well, you got 30 days, it puts it back in your court. And another nice thing about this software is that you can run an auction. So if you want to start the bidding at $1 and put a reserve on or whatever, there's an auction section on that as well, and people can bid on your items. And I'm not even taking a cut yet. I got to figure out how to pay for Stunt Hanger some way. Don't hold it against me because everybody else does it. And they're, yeah, I'm just a private guy and this is a hobby. It may be maybe a hobby, but I can't afford your hobby. I cannot afford to pay for Stunt Hanger anymore. So far, donations have worked out fairly well. I always end up short, but what can you say? When I first started this 20 years ago, it was $6 a month. I could handle that no problem. Now it's getting close to 400 a month, and it's like having an apartment that you don't live in. Alrighty, I'm going to get off of here. I got to go to the dollar store. I've got to get this job done, so if you want me to stream, I'll have to stream this stuff while I'm doing it. Otherwise, I'll just do it and not stream it. So let me get the consensus. Do you guys want me to stream this stuff? Kind of boring. Kind of boring. Put it in the comments after the video if you want me to stream this stuff or not. So please like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you after a bit. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.